exciting. Oh, look at that. I can make this move. I didn't know I could do this. Woo. Yep, I know you can't read that, but I am at 5,000 exact words. I'm writing the story The Thing in the Ward, which I don't know how long it's going to become. Right now we're at 15 pages. We are at 15 pages in this story. Yeah, 15 right there. I know you can't see it, but it says 15. You see a blank sheet here because I'm at the top of the page, or the bottom of the page, and my writing is at the top, as you see here. I don't want to show it, well, not like you could read it, but, I don't want to show it because I don't want you guys to, read what the story's about, but, I haven't really gotten to the scary scenes yet. I'm thinking this is going to be a short story, but it could easily become like a short novella. And if it does become a short novella, then you might see it in my next book. So I'm not going to show too much of it because of that. But I thought this would be different, do this instead of, a normal writing blog. I wrote 1,000 words today for The Thing in the Ward. And I'm still going. When I stopped, I looked down at my word count to see where I was at, and I was at exactly 5,000 words. So I thought that was pretty neat, because I've been trying to do 1,000 words a day, and today I started off at I want to say 3,980, and then I've gotten to 5,000. So I wrote 1,000 words today. If you want to be, like on the mark, I can't really tell you what the number is, like 1,020. I don't really know how much I've actually written today, but like the exact total, but 5,000 words. Yeah, that means I'm like 5 pages away from 6,000 words, and this is definitely I thought this would be just as long as Morbidio, so this would be like the Morbidio story of my next collection, because Morbidio is like 20 pages long, and it's the longest story in the Gray Matter, the first Gray Matter. Gray Matter 2, though, it's coming along. I have 3 stories already written, 2 first persons and 1 third person. The third person does need some editing. I'm not gonna lie, there's some scenes where he like pulls out a barbecue, and it's like, what? He's on the road. How would he pull out a barbecue? Like, what? But besides the scenes that really make you scratch your head and go, what? That makes no sense. It's a good story, Roadkill. Then I have The Lancer Witch, which is a good story. It's it's kind of a Halloween story, but it's not. It's just based on Halloween. It's like, it happens on Halloween, but it's not a Halloween story per se. And then you have, one other story. They Emerged from the Woods. That's a good one. I worked hard on that one a long time ago, and I think it came out pretty well. It wasn't good enough. It was good enough for the first collection, but I didn't know where to put it, so I decided to save it for the second collection, so I did. As you know, I'm trying to write 8 stories just like the last one. If this one gets over 10,000 words, then it's going to go into my next book, which is called The Novellas, which is just a bunch of short novellas that were not long enough to be on their own, but they're not short enough to go into a short story collection, so I'm making a whole book dedicated to these short novellas. The short novellas so far are like 47 pages and then 43 pages long. Chuea Centipede is like 43 pages, and then the Burden of Knowledge is like 47 pages. I might flip those. I'm not sure, but if this one continues at the route it's going down, it's definitely going to be a short novella. I'm halfway there at 5,000 words, but we're starting to get into the scary stuff. So, yeah, I don't think there's going to be that much longer until the stuff goes down. And when it goes down, it's going to be quick and fast and brutal. And, yeah, it's going to be fun, that's for sure. I'm having a blast with this story. It's bringing up a lot of memories. I do think I go on tangents a little bit too much, and I'll fix that in the edit. But overall, this story's a lot to do with myself. Like a lot of it has to do with me, and my journey through cancer, and my journey through chemotherapy. As you know, I've suffered from stage 3B, Hodgkin's lymphoma. And luckily, I didn't go to stage 4, which would have spread to the bones. Stage 4 is the worst possible case scenario, at least for Hodgkin's lymphoma that I'm aware of. Stage 4 is the worst. You don't want stage 4. The chances of surviving stage 4 are not as high as stage 3, obviously. But my fear was, at the time, was that I would get to stage 4 and it would spread to the bone and I would have to do radiation and bone marrow transplants and all that stuff. So this is a story based on that fear of what if I had to try a experimental drug and it went horribly wrong. So that's what this story is about, kind of. And yeah. It's going well so far. I just wrote a fun little scene. I'm not gonna tell you what it's about because I want you to read the story. But I wrote a fun little scene about this character. Let's just say he gets well, most of the story he's being wheeled to the room and he's just basically foreshadowing a bunch of stuff and he's talking about his past and what he believes in and all that stuff. And yeah, there's not much else to talk about other than that. But yeah, he gets a taste of medicine, and yeah, that's all. I don't know. I don't want to say anymore. I think I've already said too much, but yeah. This has been a writing vlog. Woo! That's fun to do. Yeah, like this thing says, it's May 23rd. I think that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. And it's 3:16 p.m. at the moment. And yeah, it's been a fun day. Oops, accidentally hit the tilter. Or titler, my bad. But yeah, it's been fun to write. At first, I was gonna write it differently, but as I started writing, I had a new idea, and that idea sparked a new idea. So yeah, I'm going down a different route than I originally thought I would go down, so that's pretty cool. My original route was going to be this guy meets a girl in the experimental testing room, but I changed it. So there is no love interest in that he finds in the who has cancer as well. I thought that would have been cool because I remember meeting a really cute, or not cute, I remember meeting a chick in the cancer unit, and she didn't show up the next day, so I figured she passed away. She had the same cancer as I did. We had the same stage, so the nurses thought it would be cool to put us next to each other. And yeah, she was really cool. But I was so far, I was in the beginning stages of chemotherapy, and I hadn't grown used to it yet, so I was exhausted all the time. So yeah, but I thought that was cool. What if like, what if that escalated, and that's what this story was supposed to be based on, but I changed it as I was writing it. I was like, you know what, this would be better. So I went the better route, I like to think. So yeah. This is like Fault in Our Stars meets The Fault in Our Stars meets The Thing, you know? That's what I like to think of this story. The Fault in Our Stars meets The Thing. Like, there is a little bit of that, you know, guy goes through cancer, and all the stress that cancer delivers. But it's really, this story is really based on, like inspired by The Thing. And I'm not gonna say why. I haven't written it yet, so I can't really even say why in the first place. But I mean, the title of the story right now is The Thing in the Ward, so that kind of gives you a idea of what's going on. I did have an idea to change the title name to something else. I had a few ideas, like just shortening it to The Ward, or, you know, naming it Chemo or something like that, or just or maybe just titling it the Man in Room 7 or something like that. But I decided to just stick with The Thing in the Ward for the time being. And like I said, this is either going in the Gray Matter 2 or the novellas. So you'll see this story relatively soon. I'd like to think you'll see it, I don't know, you'll probably see it come July, if it's long enough to make it into the novellas. If it's not long enough, then it's going into the short story collection, and I have no idea when that's being released. I need to write 8 stories still, or, well, I need to write 5 stories, and I'm writing the 4th story right now. So, sorry, I messed that up, but you know what I mean. But I kind of went a little longer than I wanted to. This is going to be impossible to share to my email, so I'll have to do a Dropbox, which doesn't matter. You guys don't care, but yeah. This has been a writing vlog. It's been an interesting writing vlog. Hopefully the audio isn't too corrupted. I like doing it on this little VHS camera, and yeah. Yeah, and by the way, the main character of this story's name is Gavin, and the main character in the Triad, his name is Graham. So I keep getting them mixed up. I occasionally I'll, like, instead of writing Gavin, I'll write Graham, and then I'll think of Graham when I'm writing Gavin. So, like, they're pretty similar characters, but at the same time they're different. So I'm trying not to get confused too often, but it's definitely confusing at times. But this story is at 5,000 words, 15 pages. Right now, where it stands, it's going to be in Gray Matter 2, but I can see it going for another 5,000 words, so we'll see. But that has been a writing vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a spooky night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, guys.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.